It was 9 in the evening when Bill finally made up his mind and went upstairs to the bedroom. Anna, his magnificent 26-year-old wife, was getting ready to go somewhere with her friends. He wasn't particularly happy when she went out with these women last Friday, but he couldn't and didn't want to accept it as part of a new weekly routine. She saw the expression on his face and sighed. "You're not going to sulk about this, are you?" He nodded towards the tiny dress laid out on the bed and the sensual sky blue lingerie she was wearing. She looked strikingly alluring in them. "I haven't seen these before," he said. She looked a bit embarrassed. "Well, yes, I bought them just this week." He pondered for a moment, then went to the bathroom, returning with her lingerie from the laundry basket. "So is this normal for a husband?" He pointed to a very plain, unremarkable set of bra and panties he was holding. "But you happily buy this." He pointed to the tiny sky blue bra and lacy thong, barely concealing her charms. "For some men whom you've never even met before." He gazed at her intently. "Unless," he paused meaningfully, "unless this is just another nighttime stroll with the girls on the prowl. Maybe you really have arranged to meet someone there, like on a date." He tilted his head as she looked at him incredulously. "No," she exclaimed. "There's no one else. How could you even think that?" "So," he said, ignoring her question and choosing his words carefully, "when you're out with your friends, you never dance with other men, embrace them, kiss them, or allow them to get close to you." "How dare you even suggest that?" Now she was angry. "I dare to suggest it because I know more about your friends than you probably realize," he replied. "One's single, 2 are divorced, and then there's you to complete the set. Do you really expect me to believe that? When they're seeking casual encounters, they wouldn't try to bring you down to their level?" "How dare you judge them?" she snapped at him. "I'm not judging them," he responded calmly. "They're free to make their own choices, as are you." She looked at him suspiciously. "So you're telling me not to go? How can you call that a choice?" "I didn't tell you not to go out. I simply made it clear that I consider it inappropriate behavior for a married woman, and that your girlfriends are getting you into situations that will inevitably end badly for our marriage." She got angry. "Are you seriously suggesting that my outings with girlfriends could threaten our marriage?" She scoffed. "Don't be so damn insecure. I always come home to you. Why are you so worried?" "I'm worried because you're the most beautiful woman I know, and you go to clubs with single girls whom I don't trust. Add to that excited men and alcohol, and it's a surefire way to trouble," he continued, raising his hand to prevent her interruption. "Our marriage is already at risk because you think this," he gestured towards her almost nakedness, "is something your husband should just accept without questions." "Hey now, it's too late. I promised to meet them at 10, and you're trying to make me late." Continuing in the same spirit, she returned to her makeup. He decided to make one last attempt. "You also promised to respect your husband," he remarked pointedly. "It seems you're comfortable enough ignoring that promise, or are the feelings of your friends more important to you than mine? What the hell is wrong with you? Don't you trust me?" she snapped. "I'm just going out for drinks with the girls. That's it. Now for heaven's sake, leave me alone." He sighed deeply. "It's just that I want to trust you, but I refuse to sit at home every Friday night wondering if you'll take another step or end up accidentally flirting with some guy." "I would never do that," she interrupted again. He interrupted her. "Gail boasted about her exploits on social media last week. She's one of your friends, and that's precisely what she did. How much time needs to pass before you start to believe everything's fine? If I never find out?" She just stared at him, at a loss for words. He continued, now more resolute. "If you want to go dancing, invite me along. If you just want to go rub elbows with strangers, then be honest, and we can end this right now." "You're just being insulting," she lashed out at him. "No, I'm being honest. I don't believe you're just a fan of dirty dancing and kisses, looking for illicit affection, or worse, a quick fling. I'm willing to believe you haven't cheated with anyone, but that's the choice I'm offering you. Leave or stay. It's up to you." But remember, I have a choice too. If you leave, you can party as much as you want. I won't be here when you come back. So here it is. He said it. He had given her every opportunity to understand his feelings, to hear his desire to mend their marriage. Now she had a choice, him or them. You're joking, damn it. She was as furious as he had ever seen her over the past 4 years they'd been a couple. No, he said quietly. If you want to dress like your friends and go out drinking and dancing with them every Friday night, that's fine. I'm just telling you that the prospect of me sitting at home, waiting for you to come back one night, is not how I envision my future. For now, he said, heading towards the door, I have things to attend to. I'll be downstairs when you've made your decision. She sat in front of the mirror, pondering. She hadn't had sex, well, not quite. Last week she had felt a strong temptation in a consolation guy, but that was all. And she liked how men looked at her on the dance floor. It made her feel more desirable. Bill always complimented her on how she looked, but he had to. He was her husband. But the guys in the club, they wanted her. They desired her. Bill sat at his laptop, filling out an online form. It was 1:04 when she came downstairs. He looked up. Was she staying or leaving? She wore high-heeled shoes, showcasing her long, slender legs disappearing into a short, tight blue dress. He said nothing. Was she planning to accept his offer to invite her to dance? Or was she intending to go dancing with her promiscuous friends? She still looked indecisive. Then she spoke. I'm leaving. We can talk tomorrow. He slowly shook his head and turned back to his computer, silently ignoring her. She stood there for a moment, unsure if he was bluffing. He didn't even hear the front door close as she left. He finished filling out the form, attached the link to the email, and clicked send. He went upstairs and threw some clothes into a couple of suitcases. On Monday, he would tell his boss that he accepted the job offer in Dubai. He called a taxi and, while waiting, sent a message to his wife's family group. Hello, everyone. I'm sorry you have to find out like this, but Anna made it very clear to me that she needs more excitement and variety in her life than I can provide. I sent her the link to our divorce statement via email. It has been an honor for me to be part of your family, but I hope you understand why I've decided, from this moment onwards, to no longer maintain contact with all of you. He had to do something else, so he approached the printer, took a sheet of paper from the output tray, and wrote something down. He affixed it over their wedding photograph above the fireplace. Then he turned off his phone and went out onto the street to wait for his taxi. Anna had just sat down at a table in the club and was chatting with Gail when her phone rang. If this is Bill begging me to come home, she said irritably. But it wasn't. It was her older sister, Karen. Where the hell are you disappearing to? Karen yelled. I'm at the club with my friends, she said defensively. So what? Does Bill know? Karen asked. Yeah, well, he knows I'm hanging out with friends, so what's the matter? And was he happy about it? Karen seemed annoyed, but on the other hand, she always had a soft spot for Bill. No, he wasn't pleased, but I told him we'd talk about it tomorrow. Well, good luck with that. You're foolish. He dumped you. If you don't believe it, check your email. Gail watched in astonishment as Anna frantically tried to open her email app on her phone. Even in the dim lighting of the nightclub, she could see her friend visibly pale. Anna noticed the message from her family. It must have been the reason for Karen's call. Then her phone rang again. Thank God it's Bill. No, it was her father. What did you say to Bill? Her father demanded an answer. This man treated you like a queen and you wanted more? No, Dad, it's not like that. I just felt trapped. I needed just one night a week, to be myself. You're in a damn nightclub, your husband just dumped you, and you're going to damn nightclubs? He asked incredulously. Her father was clearly furious. He had never cursed like this in front of his family before. What could she say? She was in the club. It was obvious from the background noise. No, Dad, he must have decided something after I left. Dad? He hung up. Anna grabbed her purse and phone and hurried to the exit, completely ignoring Gail and not noticing her two other friends as she passed them. On the street, she found a taxi and was home within 15 minutes. On the way, she tried to call her husband, but his phone just went to voicemail. The house was quiet and deserted. She kicked off her shoes and rushed upstairs. Most of his clothes and shaving kit were gone. She went downstairs, his phone, laptop, wallet, all gone as well. Back upstairs, his passport was also missing. He had warned her. No ambiguity, no room for misinterpretation. If she left that night, she would return home to an empty house. She knew he hated lies. In the past, he had been betrayed by a girl, and he placed honesty above all else. He did exactly as he said. Anna descended downstairs in complete bewilderment. An hour ago she was married, now they were separated. Less than a year later, she would be divorced, all because she went dancing. Then she saw the photograph above the fireplace. Something was off. When she saw what he had done, she felt like she was going to be sick. It was a picture from someone's social media profile. It showed a young man on one knee proposing to his girlfriend. But there in the background was Anna, kissing some guy while he fondled her breasts. In big black letters at the bottom, Bill had written, "Liar." Well, what happened next? Bill goes abroad and Anna was given the freedom she dreamed of. Everything that happened after that, the abortion and Anna's subsequent childlessness 6 months later, Bill eventually married a sweet and charming Australian woman he met while kayaking in Dubai, are separate stories that may or may not be written. But their story, the story of Bill and Anna, ended there.